Hi, I'm John Warner from Laars Heating Systems, along with Tom Gervais from Laars Heating Systems as well, up in Canada. He's our International Director of Sales. What we wanted to talk about today in our Product Knowledge Series is a product that we've introduced several years ago called the Pennant. It's a sealed combustion product. It's horizontal in design, can be used as either a water heater or a boiler, and has some really unique features that we really feel suits the needs for the commercial contractor. From a venting standpoint, if you're used to installing non-fan assisted appliances, which this one is a fan assisted appliance, your vent size is going to be decreased significantly. This product here that we are showing is up off the ground for our video, but when you can set this on the ground, and actually you can rack these and you can stack another unit right on top, because you have the ability to vent this product either from the top and or from the back. You also have the ability to vent or duct your combustion air either from the top and or the back, and you also have the ability in most of our products to filter that combustion air, which is a really good feature. You should filter that combustion air, because in new construction atmosphere, you have a lot of dust, you have a lot of particles that are in the air, and when you're sucking that thing in, or sucking that stuff in, you should have the ability to at least filter it and then clean the filter. So, in an effort to make this easy for you folks, what we do is you can take this off the top here and put it on the back of the unit, and you can come out the back of the unit. You can direct vent this through the side wall. So you can duct your air with any type of material, single wall, plastic. You can duct your air in with that type of material. When you vent through a chimney, you have to use Category 1 material, which is a Type B vent. If you duct through the side or vent through the side wall, what you have to use is a stainless steel vent, which you can go up to 50 feet through the side wall, and you terminate it on the outside wall. The connections on here are on this side. Tom will speak to that. We have a pump mount on this side of the unit, and we can switch our gas connections. You see the cap on this end. We can take that cap, put it on this side. We can take this valve, move it over on that side, and we can easily install this product with really symmetric piping, both on the gas side and the water side. So from that standpoint, I want to turn it over to Tom. He'll talk about some more features, the stage firing that this product does, all the way up to 2 million BTUs. And again, we take it up from 199 all the way up to 2 million. So Tom, why don't you take over and talk about some of that stuff?
Great, thanks, John. As John had mentioned, this is a very full-featured fan assist boiler. One of its key features is that it's fan assist, as John had mentioned, which allows for smaller diameter vent and sidewall venting. But in addition to that, it allows us to have a higher efficiency product, as well as supplying you with a low NOx product. So these are higher efficiency than a standard atmospheric boiler. Now, just to be clear, they're not condensing, but they're a much higher efficiency, and depending on your region or territory, these boilers do qualify for local utility rebates or government rebates when they're available. The boiler is stage fired. So starting at the smallest size, which is 199,000 BTU input, up to 750,000 BTU input, these boilers are a two-stage fired. All right, and again, just to be clear, stage fired is different from fully modulating. And when you look at some of the other product knowledge videos that we have available, some of the products we talk about there are modulating. But these are stage fired all the way up to the largest Pennant, which is 2 million BTU input. Those boilers are, those larger boilers are 4 stages of input. So if you have a mechanical room where you have 2 or more boilers, you've got a great opportunity to do some load partitioning on those boilers. There is a control on the Pennant boiler, which allows you to control the boiler with 6 different modes of operation. The most simple mode, of course, is just connecting the boiler primary, secondary for hydronic applications, or connecting one boiler to an indirect or to a direct storage tank for domestic water heating applications. However, if you need some more features, you need the boiler to be connected, for example, to an external building automation system. The control will allow you to do that. In addition, there's the ability to connect an outdoor reset sensor to this particular control system as well. There are some diagnostic features built into the control, and there is also a contractor wiring board which has light-emitting diodes which illuminate when there is some sort of problem. So it's not as though you're having LEDs flash at you to tell you, you have to count how many flashes there are to see an error. If that particular component has created an error, that specific diode will illuminate. The other nice feature that John had mentioned was that the Pennant is stackable. So you can put 4 million BTUs, that's 2 million BTU boilers, on a rack and have a really tight footprint, with the advantage of reversible water connections. And Laars is the only manufacturer in the industry that in fact uses flanged water connections to the boiler heat exchanger. So if you needed to isolate the boiler from the system piping, Laars does include for you flanged water connections, so it's easy to disconnect the boiler.
Physically, you can also fit this through a 30-inch door. The only difference that occurs with respect to the model sizes is that they get longer. So your widths are all the same. The only variance is your length. The pumps are mounted on the unit. This can be also used for outdoor applications. For those of you in warmer climates where you want to put the boiler outside, you can do that. We have termination kits that set on the top and or the back of the unit, so you can terminate the boiler when you use it outside, so no rain or any other weather-related problems hurt the boiler in any way. We install a lot of these outside and in those climates where it's more acceptable to do that. Again, as Tom mentioned, one of the nice features here is if you have a pump mounted on that side, you can switch this connection over to this side, right, and you can put these boilers back to back and have your connections symmetrical from a piping standpoint on one side of the boiler and have your gas come in, so you have a real neat installation, very clean, and very feasible for service as well. And with that, there's a few more things you should know about the Pennant. This can also be utilized, this product can be utilized as well as a pool heater. And when we utilize this product as a pool heater, we put in a bypass assembly in the front part of this header here that's tied into a control that automatically controls the temperature in the heat exchanger so we don't condense, because pool water temperatures are a lot lower than what this boiler will accept, and so we control that automatically. We also can provide other heat exchanger options, which Tom will speak to.
Right, and as John was talking about with pool heaters, there's a special subset for pool heating. If you have a salt water pool, not a salt chlorinated pool, but a pool that's actually got salt water in it, you don't want to use a copper fin tube heat exchanger, you want to use a copper nickel heat exchanger. So one of the features of the Pennant is that a copper nickel heat exchanger is available for those salt pool applications, or for domestic water applications where our applications group says that it's mandatory to use copper nickel heat exchangers. So very soft water applications need copper nickel, and sometimes very hard water applications need copper nickel as well. Either with the copper fin tube or the copper nickel heat exchanger, Laars does have a proprietary pump volute which mounts on the heat exchanger. Quite a unique feature to Laars to have the boiler pump mounted right on the heat exchanger, and it includes with it suction guides to make sure that the flow to the pump impeller is correct, and that we get equal flow through the heat exchanger tubes on the boiler.
So just to recap, this is an 85% non-condensing, low NOx, meets all the nitrous oxide emission standards that are out there. And we also are, we live up to the AB 1953 standard, which is a low lead standard that has been initiated by California as well as Vermont. So we meet all those standards. It's a great product, horizontal in design, been out there for quite a while. We understand that it's well accepted in the marketplace, and we appreciate your efforts in looking at us for this long a period of time. Thank you.